Hi everyone! In this video I'm going to review Revenge of the Creature on DVD. This is the sequel to Creature from the Black Lagoon. Joe Hayes sets out to capture the Gill Man from the first movie and bring him to Professor Clete Ferguson where he will be studied. So they capture him and bring him back to Florida. So, fast fact about this film, it was the only 3D film released in 1955. But apart from that, it's interesting in that for the time, the Gill Man, the quote unquote sea monster, is not actually all that monstrous compared to the humans in this movie who capture him, perform experiments on him, and try to condition him to behave in certain ways. And he develops a fondness, the Gilman develops a fondness for Helen Dobson, the ichthyology student who's working on her master's thesis. And you do get a sense that she really does like the Gill Man, but she's kind of afraid of him. And they contrast the Gill Man with dogs and other animals, so they don't really see him as having the same sentience as a human. But on another level, you can read this movie metaphorically that the Gill Man is a stand-in for anyone who's considered an outsider in this conformist American 1950s society. It is arguable that the other conflicts in this film, like the rivalry between Clete Ferguson and Joe Hayes over the affections of Helen Dobson, are a reflection of, repressed desire, and everything that the Gill Man represents is, moving against repression, moving against suppression or oppression. And finally, I would say it is a commentary on humans thinking they can rule everything else, that they can own the earth, conquer nature, and reshape it into whatever humans want. And that is, in and of itself, a very colonial way of thinking. Colonial conquest has all of those same premises within it. So the Gill Man is a character I was really sympathetic to because he represents a resistance to all of that. Also, if you look at this film in the context of the 1950s, the news media generated a lot of hysteria about various potential real or imagined crises. And for anyone who was an outsider, they were demonized and regarded as this real physical threat, but also some kind of existential threat to a conformist normative order. So I recommend Revenge of a Creature. It ended up being a lot more meaningful than I thought it would be. It's also kind of a fun Sunday afternoon movie. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.